In 1 Corinthians 8, 4 through 6, Paul starts from the common ground of the basic monotheistic faith, there is one God the Father, and asserts that Christ the Lord also is one. Thereby he splits the Shema, Deuteronomy 6:4, the Jewish confession of monotheism, between God the Father and Christ the Lord in a way that has no earlier parallel. The Shema is actually expanded so as to contain Jesus within it. Paul has modified Jewish monotheism so as to place Jesus Christ within the description, almost the definition of the one God, a radical redefinition of monotheism. Paul, in other words, has glossed God with the Father and Lord with Jesus Christ.
Basically, these guys have committed this sort of interesting dilemma for themselves, the N.T. Wrights and the James Dunns of the world. So N.T. Wright, in a book called Paul in Fresh Perspective, page 34, he says that Paul defines Elohim as the Father. So the Lord, our God, that's Elohim, and Jehovah as Jesus. The Lord is one, where he's reading the Lord, which is the Greek equivalent of the divine name, the name, Adonai. He says that's Jesus. But guess what that sounds like, or what they have done? They've actually sided with the Mormons who say this, and this is from the Mormon dictionary. When one speaks of God, it's generally the Father who is referred to, that is Elohim. And Jehovah is the premortal Jesus Christ. I don't think they even know this, but I found that interesting a couple of years ago. They split the Shema. So why is this wrong? So let's see exactly what Scripture says. So, okay, so we have the Lord, the God. Now, this is a literal translation. O Theos, O Kyrios, right? The Lord, the God. O Kyrios is one. Now, the phrase translated is one is from the Greek is esteem. Okay, so this is an important phrase we have found. So in Thayer's Greek English lexicon, and most of us would know Thayer. So what's he saying? Where the word is, so is the Greek for one. Okay, so these words are key words, and trying to remember as we go through this. Is the English word for one. Is the Greek word, sorry, for one. So where the word is takes the place of a predicate, it means one person. In other words, the Shema is talking about one person. So the predicate, right? He is one. Is esteem equals one person. So we have the Shema, obviously, Deuteronomy 6:4. So the Lord is one, that's a predicate. It means one person. You cannot add another person in there. Remember, James Dunn and T. Wright have added Jesus in the Shema. Can you do that? Is that what the grammar is actually showing us? Well, no. Another predicate is found in Mark 12:32. So if you read Mark 12:32, it says,
"The scribe said to him, 'Right, teacher, you have truly stated that he is one, and there is no one else besides him.'"
Right. So that's another predicate. That's is esteem, right?
He is one.
He is one. Galatians 3:20. So this is simply saying that in John 10:30, when Jesus says, "I and the Father are one," Jesus is not saying we're one person. He's not saying is. No, he's saying and. In other words, we are one thing, or as Metzger has here, one essence, which is a bit, sort of Trinity language. But so the word one, this word is in the masculine, right, form, appears 90 plus times in the New Testament. When used for people, guess what? It never means more than one person, and there's a plethora of verses. Just keep that in mind. 90 plus times this word appears. And when used for people, it never means more than one person. Point one, the nominative, the form of is used throughout the New Testament for one person. Number two, like I said, there's an embarrassment of riches that the scholars sort of unwittingly help us with here.
3, no scriptural evidence in Trinitarian controversies to indicate that ease ever refers to persons. 4, whenever 2 or more persons are stated to be one, their state of unity is described by the neuter form n, John 10:30, or one body,
Right.
1 Corinthians 12:12.
Point number 5, summary. The word is, the word one, never modifies personal words like God or Lord. In other words, it doesn't change it to mean more than one person.
6, each time the Greek NT speaks of God as being one, it employs eis, i.e. eis theos or theos eis. Hence, the saying God is one or one God is code for the Shema.
Neufeld says in the earliest Christian confessions, this is volume 5, in addition to the Shema, and perhaps in some cases as a substitute for it, one finds that at the beginning of the Christian era, the formula is or theos, God is one, right, was used to express the monotheistic faith of Judaism.